welcome to the Hot Place and Grace podcast, Word on the Vine series. A series where we link up, kick back, chill with the old homies and the new homies. We hope everybody's doing well, thriving and prospering, and has a glass poured, joined with myself and Marie-Laurence Archambault. Am I saying that right?
No.
Me and my French. Either way, really awesome and genuine homie that I met hooping at the Marcy Playgrounds in Bed-Stuy, who's become more than the homie over the years. And she's been doing some groundbreaking stuff and working for a major association, so I hope we can touch base on that. But otherwise, we have a great show on the way for you. First off, Marie, how are you doing?
I'm good. I am happy to be here and tired because I walked a lot. But I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a bit of a journey to get here.
Yes.
When you're on the ultra west side.
But it's worth it. It's beautiful.
Thank you. This is all me, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
100% investment. I'm all in.
I'm not surprised.
You know, pandemic was tough. We're making it through. But yeah, so we don't have anything to consume alcohol-wise because Muddy is bringing a lovely human into the world. So we're going to enjoy some premium filtered sparkling water that we have on site, actually.
Appreciate it.
Of course. So Marie, we hooped, you roasted me, you played in college. If you had a team to be drafted to, if you had that option during any era of your choice, what team and when would that be?
Like, I love basketball and I love playing basketball, but I've never been like a huge fan of like watching it. So to me, that team was like the team that would need me the most, or the team that I would feel the most comfortable with.
Right. So on professional level instead.
I mean, in college, basically,
Yeah.
or any, like all my decisions that I made, it was like, okay, you know, the team that I'll be doing the best at.
Okay.
So, and then I knew I wasn't gonna go play pro when I was in college, so I guess like I wasn't a dreamer in that sense of like, I want to play for the LA Sparks, like in Love and Basketball, which I definitely thought that when I was like 14 or something, but yeah, I found myself like on the college websites applying, because back then there weren't as many programs from Montreal that were traveling to the States.
Yeah.
So I went to like 1 or 2 tournaments with a couple
Really?
of teams. So I was like filling out the forms of like, I want to be on your team for like, I don't know, like Clemson's, like all these like good D1 schools. I definitely didn't even think about UConn, obviously, but yeah, it was
UConn
like.
finds you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, do they even look at these like forms? I don't know. But yeah, I was lucky to go to Wagner. It's like a low D1 school. And you know, obviously I would have done things a little differently maybe, but I'm super happy of like where it got me.
Right.
So yeah.
So you mentioned that process of someone who isn't, especially when you mentioned female collegiate athletes, when they go from the process for being in college to getting something, going further. So how did you maintain your technically athletic career but keeping it more into like the business realm?
Yeah, I was really aware of the importance for me to look at other things while I was in college. I knew I wasn't gonna play pro at a certain point. I could have maybe went to Europe, but as an international student, for all the international students out there, you have a year after you graduate an American college. It's called the OPT. It's like you're allowed to work in the States on a visa. And basically, if I went to go play pro, like for a couple years, I would not be able to come back to the States and work. You have this 1 year right after you graduate.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, let me set myself up so that when I graduate, I can find a job.
Yeah.
And basically, I started doing internships really early. I started being involved in my community. And I knew, like, it really set me up for that path of, like, getting a job right after college on that special visa.
Yeah.
And then because I love basketball so much, and what I really loved was, like, that interaction with young people or people I was coaching. I was coaching Special Olympics. I just stayed super involved in coaching. So, like, there's never been a year between when I was in college and then a few years after I graduated that I wasn't coaching.
Wow.
So that's like coaching was like how I stayed in the game.
Okay.
But I still was like growing on my professional level, which was more in like the nonprofit section and stuff like that.
Okay. Word. So what do you do exactly now?
So at the NBA, I work in a department called International Basketball Operations. It is a department where we take care of, it's like a lot of different things internationally.
Yeah.
But really about like growing the game internationally, working with the future talents, So we have, academies across the world where we have young people, residentially living there 24/7, and we have coaches on the ground, staff on the ground, just making sure they become the best that they can become as a player, as an individual. So I love it, like working with these young people.
So let's have a little fun.
All right.
We're getting off a serious note.
Okay.
So you mentioned to me way back in the day that you do grocery shopping a little differently. And I think Americans, we get everything at once, but you do something that's a little more unique and a little more I call it European, but I don't think that's actually the way. Are you a weekly grocery shopper that dines out too often, or a daily grocery shopper that cooks often? As in, do you pile all your groceries at once and then forget about them and go out to eat? Or do you buy your food when you want to cook it and cook it that day?
Okay. So things have changed over the years.
Okay.
When I lived in Senegal, so I think like growing up, it was more of that first one. Like I guess the American eyes, like once a week, get all your groceries and do everything. Because that's how I grew up. My mom did the groceries. She did groceries multiple times a week, but like she did like the food on Sunday, and then like throughout the week we had food to get.
Okay.
And then when I started living on my own, like pretty young, I also did that because the grocery store was far.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Senegal, I started like going to the market more and just cooking for that day.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, what do I feel like having? Or it would be like right after. It wasn't far away. It was like a local market. I would get things fresh. So that's when I started doing that. And I came back to the States and kept doing that also because in New York City and Brooklyn, like it's pretty easy to just shop every day.
Right.
But now, however, with this baby and like I'm get tired and stuff like that, like I'm eating out way too often.
Yeah.
But I love cooking.
Same. Like I did this major grocery haul like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I'm set. I'm not stepping foot into a restaurant. I'm gonna go to work, come home, and just cook what I need to cook. Did it for 2 days, and I've been dining out almost every day ever since.
What? But you love to cook.
I do. I love it. But it's like you spend the whole day out in the city, hustling and bustling. And you get home, you still got a little bit of work to do.
Yes.
You look at your watch. It's 8:30. You're like, damn, I'm gonna cook something right now. The next thing you know, I find myself on DoorDash.
My go-to lately has been ramen.
Ooh, please do tell.
Well, I know you're the ramen person, but like, okay, so around the corner from my place, there's Raoud, the Japanese Mexican spot.
Yeah.
Which I like. However, and I don't know what you think about this, but my favorite lately is Samurai Papa. So when I'm just like, I really don't want to cook, I want something.
Yeah.
And now that I have AC, it helps. I can eat soup.
You didn't have AC before?
No.
You were just thugging it out?
I was. But then the baby, I was like thinking about like, I need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I swear my whole life, well, at my parents' house, they have AC, but other than that, I just never had AC.
That is insane.
Even in Senegal, I didn't have AC.
What?
Yeah. But all that being said, now that I do have AC, I can enjoy ramen in the summer.
Yeah.
And I do that, and I get you like this. I add extra corn.
Ooh, wow.
I just love the corn in there.
Is it because my last name is Maze?
Oh.
Like corn maze?
Yeah, no, I got that. Or mais.
Mais, yeah. My name is fun.
Yeah, great name.
Cheers, thank you. So you've been to Africa. This is dope. I've never been to Africa. I feel like I need to go to Africa. I actually had a meeting with somebody from Africa. I was like, you need to be in Africa. I'm like, okay.
Which country?
Nairobi.
That's a city. Kenya.
Nambia. Sorry, that's the
Namibia.
Country. Namibia, yeah. I am so Virginian.
Yo! Oh my gosh, I love this. You gotta keep that. I'm going to Africa. Which country? Nairobi.
That's a city. Nambia. I'm not even gonna try to say it again.
Namibia.
Do you find it easier to live in a spacious, more rural side, such as Senegal, or in a city?
Well, Senegal has cities, but in terms of what I like, that's what I dreamed of my whole life. Like, I grew up in the suburbs.
Okay.
I had to either take the public bus to get to the city, or I would take my bike and just like ride around the neighborhood and like try to find basketball hoops. But so I was craving. I was like, my life later, I just want it to be urban. I want to be like walking out and going to the coffee shop, or walking out get bread.
Right.
Like, that's what I knew I wanted. So even if I look for neighborhoods anywhere I live, like in Brooklyn or like in Dakar or Chess, which was another place I was living in Senegal, I love the feel of like I get outside and there's like things
At your disposal, right?
I could walk versus needing to get into a car, basically. Yeah, I think I get a lot of people are gonna think the same thing as me.
Yeah.
I love that type of like urban space where it's so tiny, it's so cute, there's so much character.
Yeah.
But then I've never had the exposure of, well, I've had a little bit of exposure, but like being in nature. But when I'm there, I love it. So ideally in life, I would be, you know, rich, and I would have like like a house in the country, like, you know, on the building or next to a beach or like in a hill, and then have, you know, my city life. Yeah. But I just don't see myself in the suburb where it's like the in between. Then you have to go in your car.
Yeah, never that.
Yeah.
I was raised in, there was suburban neighborhoods, but it was definitely more country leaning. I can never live in like some far out land where it's just me and like 4 other houses for like the next mile.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No.
I feel like I could do that. Like,
what if something went down? Like, what if something happens? Like, I'm belting and people think I'm like an owl at night.
But sometimes you need a break. And I think for me, it's going to change now that this baby's coming.
Yeah.
Like, I think already I'm a little less social.
I get you.
I'm kind of like, can't wait to just have my little cocoon, you know?
You just move to Park Slope. It's fine.
Well, I'm moving to Senegal, so.
Really?
Yeah.
What a bomb.
What a bomb.
Dropping it. When you moving to Senegal?
Hopefully January.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just don't like the winter here. Anytime it gets somewhat cold, you're like, I'm out.
Fuck the winter, man. I grew up in Montreal, like.
Yeah. So let's check the inspo. I know you don't really like or have any inspo, but anything is inspirational. You never know who's listening. You can change your life right now. Is there anything or anyone that you're watching, keeping up with, reading, or even a place you're going to lately that's been inspiring or helping you get through?
Okay, no, in general, like I told you, I texted you this yesterday, I feel like I suck for not being able to pinpoint my inspiration. But as I was walking here, I was like, actually I do. Like,
okay,
well,
thanks. Because I was prepared to shift it in a way.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, so what I was gonna say is like, I do get inspired by a lot of things, and people. But when I do, it's not just, oh, this is inspiring to me, and then I take it and then I go with it. It's like I try to understand where that person's coming from and why they did their action or why they're doing that. Like, for example, I love science fiction and like other types of dystopian type of fictions, like Octavia Butler. Reading her, I love it, and the context that she grew up in, like her life is such a indicative as to why she wrote these stories. So stuff like that, like I just wanted you to know, because I was like, I don't want him to think that I'm not inspired by, or I can get inspired by anything. Yeah. But like if I see even like visually somebody did this piece of art or like whatever it is, like I'll try to be like, hey, who did that, and like try to understand why they did it, and that's more what's gonna inspire me versus just the thing, you know. Yeah. And otherwise, my friends, like I have like such a good community of people. You do, and I've actually getting more familiar with them, and they're great. Yeah. Speaking of like the funniest shit that happened this summer is you invited me to your party, like your dinner party, and thinking basically you were like, yo, come, and I was like, all right, I'll come, and then after I was like, I don't know if I can come, and I was like, and then you're like, well, you're VIP, like no matter what, you have a place, and I was like, ugh, I feel so special, and I was like, can I bring a +1, and you're like, it's kind of tight, and I was like, ugh, all right, I'll still go, because I love you. And so in my mind, I was going I knew only you, Peter, and Laddie. Yeah. And I was like, all right, like, it's all good, you know, I like them enough. So mentally, I'm prepared for not knowing many people. Yeah. And I get there, and I see, like, a colleague of mine, Yolam, who is a friend also, but I was like, what are you doing here? And she's like, oh, Kevin invited me. I'm like, what is he doing here? And Kevin's another colleague of mine who is now roommates with my best friend, Q. Yeah. So anyways, I'm like, all right, I guess Kevin and Yolam is here, that's dope. So I go up, and I see Q, my best friend, Q with 2 of his friends, and I see another one of our friends. I'm like, what the hell? So Aaron invited me to his party, and he invited all my friends, and my friends, none of them told me they were coming. Like, what the hell? Like, I appreciated that so much, because it's just like, you guys met at my baby shower 2 weeks before. Yeah. And I was like, that's so cool. Well, that was part of the surprise. I wanted to keep you out of the loop as much as possible. So you could walk and be like, oh, snap. Like, I didn't tell you. Well, like, I didn't tell you what's on the menu, I think. Yeah, no. Yeah, I just kept it very, like, well, I knew that it was going to be delicious. Well, thank you. Yeah. At least that was a standard. That was not even a question.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even ask you it was on the menu. And I knew you were so considerate. Like and you would make sure that like those scallops, there was these raw ones, and then you guys made the cooked ones for me.
Yeah.
That was so sweet.
And you had scallops on your plate.
I know.
Everybody else got like 1 or 2 little slices. You had like the scallops.
4, and I had the lemon on it, and like it would have been just so good with a glass of white wine.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we did. We coursed it. We were like, oh, this drink that. We're gonna pour this for that.
Yeah, but then I couldn't have the wine.
I'm sorry. You had some excellent mineral water though.
Yeah, you got the Topo Chico.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Premium.
fancy.
Somebody gave you a Canada Dry. I was like.
Yeah, I was like, no, thank you.
Like, what, you think she's just because she's from Canada? She enjoys the Canada Dry? Like, come on. Well, Marie, I'm just gonna leave it at that because I'm gonna mess up the last part of your name. I swear to this day I cannot say your name.
Why?
Archambault.
There you go.
Okay. Marie-Laurence Archambault.
Ooh, you need help. Like you are
I do.
You are in food.
Yeah.
You're in wine.
I speak French wine amazing.
But you told me one time that
only
you
in
do
French.
it on purpose not to properly pronounce French stuff because you don't want to be that English person or an American person pronouncing in French. I think it's cute. I think you should keep doing your thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. That's what they say, right? Do you?
Just do you.
Yeah. As long as it passed. I really want to thank you for making time because I know your time is so precious, and I appreciate having just a piece of it. At any point in time, always love our hoop sessions. Love that you come to our dinner parties. And I love that you're here now speaking with me and Anthony about whatever's going on in your life.
Thank you.
So I really appreciate that. Can you let us know where to keep up with you if we can, if they are allowed to, and what they should look out for from you?
Well, look out for a baby coming.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited too. Well, on Instagram, Longue Marie, Longue, Marie, Mari. And then, I gotta shout out the NBA Academy. If you want to keep up with like the hoopers around the world that are developing, like just follow us. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then Brooklyn, courts.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have a little hoop gang going around. So
Oh, yeah.
just love shooting around. Now I'm just shooting around.
Yeah.
So that's where to go.
Which is great because I need to work on drills more than just playing. Like my game is sloppy.
Yeah,
So
a lot of people need to just work on fundamentals.
Yeah, that's where I came from. I need to get back to it because I've been just jumping into games, being like.
But you're good. You're good.
Cheers, thank you. But I need
Yeah.
to,
I love playing with you.
Oh, same. We need to hoop again soon for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, and thank you to my guest. This has been the Hot Place and Grace podcast, Word on the Vine series. We'll catch you next time. Peace.